comedian at the time. So how did you cope with all that as a young man, as a kid, not having your dad, but then that other aspect?
Man, to be real, that's tough. That's tough for anybody to grow up without a parent, especially when your parent is, pretty popular. Everybody knows him. I'm watching on TV. I'm looking like, wait, that's my dad, but I see all these pictures on the wall at home with Mike Tyson and, Magic Johnson and all these different people. And I'm like, wait, that's my pop. So, at times it was tough, but it always gave me a sense of pride. And it always gave me, just a positive outlook on that situation. Just because it was like, man, a lot of people love my dad. You know what I'm saying? And loved him for him as a person, as well as, what he brought to the comedy world, and just even his influence and just helping a lot of people. That always kind of looked at that as a positive thing. And I really got into music, just expressing myself, realizing like, yeah, my dad is Robin Harris. I'm never going to not hear about this. It's always going to hover over me. So I just want to just do something positive with my life and carry the torch and keep doing my thing. And as I move and progress in life, I'm going to move with them and bring them along. I'm his twin, you know what I'm saying? Growing up with my dad, it was tough. Like I said before, just because it was like, it wasn't something that I could just say, okay, my dad's not here, I'm going to just block that out and go with life, because it was always here. It was like, boy, you look just like your daddy. And then it just turned into all these stories when people would find out about who I was. That's kind of really why I didn't tell them like that. But I was blessed to have, good male figures in my life. My grandfathers, my uncles. I had an older brother who, we're 11 years apart, but he kind of showed me the ropes a little bit early and played a lot of that father role for me too, even though he was trying to figure it out himself. And just having football coaches and basketball coaches in the community that was, understood my situation and just was always, supportive.
Looking back at it now, and the genius of your dad, man, and it's unfortunate that he passed away as early as he did. But does that make you just proud just to even understand the level that he was going to and how ahead of his time he really even was?
Oh, definitely. It always paid attention to that as a kid, just in my own light of watching his stand up. I watched my pop stand up a lot, or listen to his comedy a lot. I studied it. I study it, for my own thing with music, but I pay attention to his comedic genius and his storytelling, and I'm like, man, this dude was a genius. He was ahead of his time, and even hearing all the stories, the stories I would hear from Faison or Chris Tucker or Lunel or anybody, and they talk about, his run in LA in the comedy circuit and going to do so many different shows in a night and coming back to Leimert Park and, ripping it on stage, and people to come see other comedians, and my dad is the host and they don't want him to get off the stage. It's like he was ushering a whole different wave in the comedy world. He was really innovative with it. Like, I think at that time, I would hear that his comedy style wasn't typical, but it was normal for what our community. So how I looked at it was like, what's hot in the streets music may not hit the radio yet. So I kind of looked at it the same way as my pops. He was hot in the streets with his comedy and stuff like that. Everybody knew him, but it took a minute for Hollywood to understand it,
Definitely. What was your experience like when you first, seen your dad, on video or heard him doing comedy?
At first, it didn't really faze me like that too much. I think it was because I really didn't try to process it too well. I just tried to kind of accept it and keep it moving. But it comes a time in your life where it's like, no, you gotta face that, and be all right and heal from it. And from there, it did bother me in a sense. And rest in peace to Ricky Harris, because he was somebody that when I was working with him and he was showing me things, he kind of taught me a lot about my dad that I didn't know, just outside of the stories I would hear and stuff like that. And that was the time where I really needed to hear a lot about him, because I was just growing up and, I'm becoming a man. So I'm like, my mom, I need my pops, you feel me? So once I really start facing it on, it was hurtful at first, but like I said, I try to move with positivity and just have a better outlook on it, because it's like I can't control what happened. I can only move forward and try to make the best of it. And I feel like, hey, it's my purpose to keep doing what I'm doing. I just got to carry the torch. So
talk about your mom and the strength that she had to endure. Now, obviously, when you live typically in a single parent household, the father left and you hear the mom giving this terrible, destroying the dad and putting these seeds into a kid's head because the dad's not around. But in this situation, it was a little different. Your father passed away. So just talk about how your mother was raising two sons in LA. You both are college graduates, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Raising two great men and by herself, so to speak. Talk about her, your mother.
Yeah, man. My mom, she definitely has a lot of strength. I didn't really understand it until I got older.
Word.
And I was like, Mom, wait, time out. You you raised both of us in LA, and you was always working, make sure we had everything we needed. And I ain't never see you really complain. Like, how and she would tell me, she's like, me and my brother were a lot of what kept her going. You know what I'm saying? She would look at us, and she understood her purpose. And it wasn't just her neither. Like I said, we got a lot of family support, a lot of love and community support as well. But it started at home for sure. My mom didn't play that. There's times where she had to get buck with us sometimes, a few times, and it's like, when you have that dynamic of raising men, like I said, in LA, and and a lot of our friends come from single parent homes and things like that, and we get a little influenced into some things we shouldn't be doing, and some things. We just trying to figure it out. But luckily for us, me and my brother, at least, we was afraid of my mom, so we just tried to keep it together. Yeah. But as we got older, a lot of things that she instilled in us made sense. A lot of things in my family instilled in us made sense, and we was just blessed to have that love and support.